What's up, YouTube? You checking out the Frequent Flyer, and this is my review, my detailed review of the Fineco FX-2. And this is the awesome little guy here. This thing is a really nicely designed nano. I said divine, but this thing is a really nicely designed nano. I like the design of it. It's really different. Awesome at the same time. Nice little curves and points on it. Just makes this thing look awesome. The color is also awesome. I like this orange color. I couldn't resist getting orange. That's one of my favorite colors. If I can't get red, I would get the orange. And it's just a nice flyer. This thing doesn't have deep pitch though. That's one of the negatives that I have with this. It doesn't have a deep pitch. And the second one, I guess it's not really that too much of a negative if the pitch was deep, because it wouldn't really matter. But the yaw speed of this thing isn't really fast. The yaw speed is just enough to make this thing a nice indoor flyer. So I think this is a really nice indoor flyer. The pitch not being too deep, you're not going to be moving too fast indoors with it, and the yaw is matched up pretty nice with it, so you can do nice circuits indoors. You can get a little speed going with this. It's a nice, it has a nice throttle punch. The throttle punch, it actually, at full battery, the throttle punch might be a little too much. It's really touchy on throttle, and not having deep pitch doesn't help any, because that's one of the reasons why an aircraft would go up in the air when you're trying to fly fast forward, and you have the pitch on and you're kicking up the throttle. But if the pitch isn't deep enough, you're not going to be so much pulling this way. You're going to be going up more. So that's one of the problems with this. The throttle is really strong for its size. And then the pitch isn't so deep. The pitch being so shallow, it tends to rise a lot when you're trying to go fast. So not really a fast flyer. So throttle is always good. Throttle punch, no matter what it might be. I think having good throttle, strong motors is really nice. So the pitch is the story. The pitch not being so strong just makes this thing acceptable as an indoor flyer and not really an outdoor flyer, because you're not going to be able to fight any winds. You can get some nice flights out of this with zero wind, but any little light wind would give this thing trouble. Will probably have it flying back to you really slow. But it's a really nice flyer though, indoors with still wind. This thing flies really nice. It has a super long flight time for a nano. I think it rivals even, I think it might be better than the H7, because my finding with the H7 was it really didn't have nice battery life when you're flying fast with it. If you're just hovering around and doing little circuits with it, then you get really nice flight times with the H7. But if you're flying it hard, it'll have just as little flight time as the average nano. But this thing, you can fly it hard and do flips and all, and you'll still end up with about 8 to 9 minutes of flight time. So this really good on flight time. I'm not sure what size battery is in there, but it doesn't seem to be much larger than maybe a 100 milliamp hour battery, and this thing just utilizes it well, I guess. This thing flies really long. Second negative that I have with this thing is actually the transmitter. This thing is horrendous. I really don't like the way this feels in the hand. Sometimes I get mixed up with directions. I'll think I'm flying forward and it'll actually be off to the side a little. So I don't know what's up with the symmetry of this thing. It's like uneven. So why would you think that it would be comfortable to hold in the hand with it not being symmetrically even? This thing is just off. Look, this side is small and this side is a little larger, and it's just a mess. I don't like this thing. I think it's hideous. It has awesome colors, but it's just a bad idea, I think. And then you have to press in on the sticks to get some of the functions to work, and I think that's even worse with the transmitter being like this. I just really don't like it. And this, the trim button, you have to, well, it says trimming. It's not really trimming. What this actually is to recalibrate. It actually recalibrates everything, sets the trims back to normal. It's just I don't understand why they made the transmitter this way. I guess they were trying to innovate and make it something different, make something new. But I just think this is a fail. And then also here you switch on to different rates, but this is also the on and off button. So a couple times I found myself trying to go from fast or trying to go from high rate to low rate, and I'll overpass low rate and go right to off, and the thing will be off. So I think that's really stupid to have that on there with the on and off button. I guess it would have been better if you had a different switch for the on and off switch, and then you had the rates with a switch like this. It'd be awesome, because then you can turn it on. You can switch it on and have it already set to high rates. If you never use low rates, like I don't, I never use low rates, only to show you guys in reviews what low rates look like. But I generally fly on high rates, or maybe mid rates if the yaw's too fast on high rates. So that would have been nice to have the on and off switch separately, so you can turn it on and have it already on the rate that you would like it to be. This also has headless mode. Headless mode works really well with this. But then again, when you go into headless, it yaws really slow. So I think there's really no challenge or excitement in flying headless mode with this thing, being as though it yaws so slow. But headless does work well. I've found that it holds its bearing for quite some time. It does get off a little, but it does hold long enough for you to get bored of it and just switch it off. The lighting on this thing is nice. It has a green flashlight here. It sort of looks like the design language of the Cyma X12 and the X12S. However, the Cyma X12 and X12S props have more lift because they have more pitch on them, and they don't fit on this aircraft because this thing is tiny. This thing is a little smaller than, let me see, I got the Cyma X12S here, and look, Mom, no prop guards. This thing doesn't have any prop guards anymore. I snipped them off, but look at the size of it. So this thing is tiny. It's smaller. You can easily see that this is more tiny than the X12S, and so those props don't fit on there. Look at the size of them. So this is a tiny aircraft. It looks like it's about the size of the Cyma X12 at first glance, but this is tiny. I mean, it's CX-10 size. So yeah, this thing is awesome though. And what I was saying about the front headlight there, it takes the design language of I guess the H7 and originally the Cyma X12, and puts a light on there, but they switch it from just a regular flashlight to a green light, and there's an on and off switch in the back there. So check it out. The green light flashes in the front. I don't know if it's translating well on video as green. It looks yellow to me in the screen, the viewfinder, but this is green, this light here flashing in the front, and then you have blue in the front and you have red in the back. So you guys who have that pet peeve of having red lights in the front, you can rejoice about that. The red lights are in the back where they're supposed to be. And you have this big green flashlight in the front and blue lights in the front as well. So this thing is a really nice flyer. The lights glow right through the orange body, which is awesome. It's just a really nice flyer as well. I really like the color scheme of the orange version. I think this comes in one other version. It's the white version. I think it's white with blue and red accents, and I think that's an awesome color too. But the body of this orange version lights up just enough for you to be able to see it at night. It looks awesome at night. So not really soft landing on it, but this thing is just awesome. It's so tiny that it makes for a nice indoor flyer, even with the yaw being a little slow. So no prop guards or anything with this, but I still think it's a beginner's quad because of how it flies. And I guess you guys would see how it flies right after this, after I'm done talking about it. But this thing also flips well. I haven't seen nice flips as tight and fast in a Nano since the original Cherson CX-10. The original Cherson CX-10 version 1, when it does the flip, the motors are spinning up the whole time. With the newer version, it turns off. The motors sound like they shut off, and then it flips, so it sort of goes up, turns over, and it gets quiet and kind of just falls into the flip. But the original Cherson CX-10, it powers into the flip, and it's really fast, like zip, and you know, it almost loses no altitude. This thing flips the same way. It flips really fast. The motors don't shut when it flips over, so it turns really quick when it does the flip, and it's zip, and it's right back to level again. The accelerometer works really well with it. This thing is an awesome flipper. So it flips well. It flies pretty well. The accelerometer is pretty nice in it. Yeah, this thing is just an awesome flyer. Let's look at the transmitter, and so I can show you guys the rates are here on this thing here. And you do the flips by pressing in. I'm trying to think, is it this? I think it's this side here. You press in to do the flips, and this side here puts it in headless mode, and that's all it has. This right here is to recalibrate the accelerometer and reset the trims. But the trims hardly ever go off. I haven't found myself having to use that. Only time I ever pressed this is when I thought that it was putting it into headless mode, and so I pressed that and recalibrated in the air. Oh yeah, you can recalibrate it in the air actually when it's flying. If you hit this button, you'll lose control of it. It'll just stay steady, but I think it's recalibrating while it's in the air, or maybe just resetting the trims. But really awesome aircraft. I really like it. Nice indoor flyer. It comes with instructions manual that's actually a fold out paper in okay English. Not bad, but it's not much that you need to know about this thing. Everything is pretty straightforward on the transmitter, which is hideous. Did I say? Yeah, this thing is hideous. And so pretty straightforward in the instructions manual. Not much you need to know about it. It comes with an extra set of spare props and a little tiny screwdriver, a little red screwdriver. And that's it. Let's go check this thing out in flight. Okay, so this is the indoor flight demo of the Fineco FX-2. I'm going to be taking off from the hangar here, hangar 51. Bounded to the stock transmitter. And so here we go. You can see this thing's got some kick to it. It's really stable though. Check it out. We're on low rates now. This is the pitch on low rates. This is the yaw. So the yaw stays the same, I think. So you can fly nice circuits even in low rates. Indoors, definitely an indoor flyer in my book. So let's go to high rates. We're on high rates now. So you can see the yaw stays the same. Let me bring it in closer. So the yaw stays the same and the pitch gets deeper. So, but the pitch isn't very deep, so you know you can pitch all the way and fly it indoors. I have full pitch going right now on a really slow funnel. But a funnel nevertheless. And so let's check out the flips though. So the flips are really tight. Tight flips. Nice recovery. An awesome flyer. Let's check out headless mode. So it's in headless mode now. So you can see the headless mode works well, but it only yaws really slow when in headless mode. So yeah, I'm out of headless mode now, and that's all there really is to show with this one. I mean, this thing flies super long, so I don't want to stretch the video out to make it that long by flying it till LVC. But I have other videos up of this quad, and this Nano has a very long LVC. Well, not a long LVC, but a long flight time. This thing will be flying for about 9 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes before it reaches LVC, and then you get a little bit of time with the LVC as well. So really cool little Nano. Nice. It does everything nice. Just wish it had a little more pitch, because I like to fly my Nanos outdoors and do crazy things with them. But if you're gonna fly your Nano the way it's intended to be flown, indoors, nice easy flying like this, then this is a really awesome Nano to get. You can see the LEDs are pretty bright. Let me try turning off the light real quick. So you can see there the LEDs in the back. There's the front LED, the bright green light in the front. You can see the blue LEDs from the top. I don't know if that's translating well on camera, but it does have blue LEDs on the front motor pod, well, on the front arms. And let's get the light back on, because I'm afraid of the dark. Just kidding. But yeah, this thing is a really awesome flyer, really awesome Nano to fly indoors and do circuits with. This is definitely one of my favorite designed Nanos. It just looks awesome. Actually, let's see if I can bring it in for a landing over here, like the morning fix. Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoa, whoa. There it is. The Fineco FX-2. Thanks for watching. Just felt like taking back off again. Trying it again. I can get a better landing than that. Or can I? Nope. Tears up the place. Thanks for watching, guys.